Well, I'm going to be talking today about parcel access and specifically maintenance access throughout a property. This is not the physical access to the property from road right-of-way or easement or other means. This is the access throughout a property. And the example I have here on the screen is a client property I looked at. He was considering for purchase. Eventually decided to move on to a different land which he bought, and we designed a full habitat plan for. But what I have here is a parcel showing the access routes he had, and quite a bit here. I'll get into that, but what this gray line here is the parcel boundary and the roadway here. And what I liked about this property was the access he had. It was really good quality construction and had obviously been there for some time, and it was going to be very useful had he selected this property. His main driveway coming in, and this was entering in a valley here. It had the cabin centrally located, which was a big strike against this property from a hunting perspective. But the access was really good. It was a good solid gravel driveway. I had obviously been there for many years, and good ditches and drainage. And that continued up through the valley, which was kind of unique. I don't see this too often. Usually dirt roads take over where they're after the cabin, but to have a good built-up road that climbed this valley all the way up to this top plateau, had excellent ditches, and had obviously been there for some time. Whoever was there took a lot of time, effort, and money to build that and have a really great access point. Also, it doubled back here, and there was a couple maybe tiny little switchbacks in here, but it came back over this ridge and out to this point. And then over here, they had obviously done a clear cut a couple decades ago and planted a variety of conifers and hardwoods in here, and still had some open areas for food plots like over here and things like that. But you know, the access was really nice and convenient and clean throughout, which there's so many benefits for that. And in habitat season, so post-season, once hunting's over, all the way through summertime and into early fall, let's say August, utilizing all these routes for convenience and speed and ease of use is critical. So to get at whether it's a food plot here, corridors, stand work, all these different components that go into working on a property, having roadways that go throughout are very convenient. These here, this was pretty flat, so he had mowed paths through here, and it was just very easy to get around. Constructing these can be expensive. Some means of doing that, if you already own a property, would be to find a small local company, someone with a dozer that you maybe could pay cash or barter with, and keep that cost down, maybe work with his schedule when it's convenient, things like that. The other is if you're considering a timber harvest as a part of a property plan, which, you know, in this one, for example, there was a lot of timber here, and some we may call for some select cuts or other work that might be done. And, you know, in getting that logger in there to do that work, you could have them build the roads for their access in locations you might want them to be, and getting at places you want to get at. Perhaps it was to clear out for a food plot or something like that. And you would then have that access for that arrangement and then for your long-term use. I want to make a point to say this is our maintenance access. It's not our hunter access, though sometimes those routes might correspond with each other, or you might use your maintenance access. For the most part, on a property, I'm going to be designing perimeter access to get around the outer edges of the property and hunt in, whereas this maintenance access is taking the most convenient route and most easily constructed route often. So there's a difference there in understanding these are not necessarily the routes we're going to use to get to our hunting stands. I will say, though, in season, a huge benefit of this, of having well-constructed roadways, is the efficient and less disturbing recovery of an animal. So if you got a deer down going at night with headlights on and machine running, get that animal quickly and get back to your whether it's your camp or your cabin or whatever. And being able to do that not dragging a deer all the way across the property, not to mention the effort involved in that, but the disturbance of the property that would have. I hope these pieces of information and considerations for maintenance access are helpful. Whether you're looking for a new property or you have an existing property, if there's any way I can help you, please give me a call. You can check out my website at whitetailpartners.com or follow me at Whitetail Partners on social media. Thanks and have a great day.